The 3-gun and 3-blade challenge. If you could only pick 3 guns and 3 blades to last you the rest of your life, what would you choose? The choices are so numerous that if you don't already have an opinion on this, it could take you weeks, if not months, to break it down and figure this out. There's a lot of people that kind of have an idea of what these 3 guns and 3 blades would be. But if you really give it some thought, the results may be somewhat very interesting. And if you're a new prepper and you don't really have any guns, and you may not even have a good blade, this is a great exercise to help you figure out which first 3 guns you should buy and which first 3 blades you should buy, and so forth. It also may kind of help you summarize the knife that you should be carrying in your pocket, and so forth. So maybe the gun that you also conceal carry, or the gun that you use for home protection, things like that. Let's go ahead and jump into the guns first and start with the pistol. For me personally, even though I'm a Glock fan, the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 3.6 inch 9mm is pretty awesome. I would love to see that in like a flat dark earth from the factory. It may still come out eventually, but it's so new right now to the market, they just have it in black. But I think it's a great in-between gun. It's something that you could carry concealed, or you could have it on the nightstand and use it for home protection. 15+1 capacity. Obviously, you can put in the larger 17-round magazine in there. And so it's a very versatile gun, but it's not so large. It's just a hair bit smaller than the Glock 19. So for me, that would be the pistol, because you could have it open carry or concealed. It just fits a lot of roles. The next would be the rifle. And in this case, because this is my list, yours may vary, and that's fine. We all have opinions. I'm not going to include a shotgun in one of my 3. And I know that's probably heresy to a lot of people, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not a really big shotgun person. I see a lot of value in the shotgun, and it's very versatile. Probably one of the most versatile weapons out there. But for me, just not so interested in it. I would pick 2 different rifles. So the first rifle would be the Colt LE 6920. And I'd probably go with some kind of upgraded furniture on it, probably some Magpul furniture, either in some type of dark gray, or most likely I'd go with an olive drab. I like that a lot. So basically, yeah, a Colt AR-15. And the other rifle would be the takedown version of a Ruger 1022 in stainless steel. I prefer to have some type of woodland camo on the gun instead of it just being like black. But, that just depends on the availability. But in a perfect world, I'd probably get some type of camouflage design. And so let's go ahead now and jump to blades. The first blade would be the blade on my multi-tool, and that would probably be a Leatherman Surge. Because if I could only have 3 blades, then I would want one on my multi-tool to count. And I don't really think of anything much more robust than the Leatherman Surge. That's like a tank of a multi-tool. It's probably overbuilt for like 99% of us. But if I could only have one for the rest of my life, that's what it would be. The second blade would be my carry blade, and that would be the Spyderco Salt 2 serrated, full serrated. And you may say, wow, that's crazy. Why would you want the serrated? Well, I've been using the serrated, and it's just awesome. I had some misconceptions about serrations until you use one that actually works, and Spyderco serrations really work for me. I like it a lot. Now, the Salt 2 at the time of speaking is only available in yellow and black. And I'm not the biggest fan of like yellow at all. Like I wouldn't really want to carry a yellow knife. But if it's my only pocket knife, I'd have to say I wouldn't want to lose it. So the yellow would really be helpful in that area. But secretly, I would have to say I like the black better. But practically the yellow would probably be the best way to go. Okay, and then lastly here, blade number 3, the stainless steel Mora Kansbol. I don't own one of these. I own like a ton of other Mora knives. I love the Kansbol. It's a great knife. And I love the companion and just a whole host of all these. You know, I pretty much love them all almost, the ones at least I have. But the Kansbol is pretty tricked out in terms of being a full tang, which is a bit unusual for, Mora. The only thing I don't like about it is the sheath that it comes in. So I would want to experiment with aftermarket sheaths, probably get several. Maybe one leather and maybe one Kydex. And I would just hope in the future that maybe they would come out with a different color variation instead of just a black handle. It'd be cool if they had like an olive drab or a flat dark earth. That would be awesome. And it would be even more awesome if they made the handle kind of the same consistency as the Kansbol, in terms of having like a rubber overmode. That would be pretty much ideal. That would make it pretty much the perfect knife. But this blade number 3 here, this bushcraft knife, or the fixed blade, was the hardest for me of this whole list. It was very difficult. I mean, there's so many options out there. It was just like, wow. I looked at my own collection, and then I looked online, and then I looked at the top ranked bushcraft knives, outdoor knives, and there's just like dozens and dozens. You could easily put together a list of 100 fixed blades that are really good quality and that would work easily. In fact, you could put lists together of several hundred. It's just so many out there. But if you just had to pick, I think that would be practical. Now, that's the whole key here. These are all practical selections. And yes, I would agree that most of these selections aren't like the best looking. They're not probably collectible for the most part, but these are functional, very functional, and they're so practical and just usable. They make the list. I would love to hear about what 3 guns and 3 blades that you would select. I appreciate you checking this channel out and for supporting me over the years. As always, you guys take care.